In this safety speaker tip, I talk about how to get employee buy-in and involvement on any new safety process that you're beginning. It won't work if they're not involved and if they don't take ownership. Here's how to do it.
How many people do you have in developing the idea? And once again, how much, by the way, this is another rule that I think is really important in communication. Never ask somebody their opinion if you're not willing to accept it. It's not a good idea for me, Mike, to say, Mike, hey Mike, tell us what you think about, how do you think we should do this thing? If there's no way I'm going to accept what you tell me, that we're going to go ahead with whatever it is in spite of what you say, I better not ask you. Because what am I going to do when you say something different and I go, well, we're not going to do that? I've now, what, alienated you. And that may have been where you've gotten to where you are. I mean, that may have happened in the past. I don't know. That can contribute to that. But what you want to do is involve as many people as possible, but make sure when you give them input, when you allow them to have input, that you're willing to consider it. And you have to make sure, there is a phenomenon in organizations that is a challenge. I've seen it in the Boy Scouts, I've seen it in churches, I've seen it in civic groups. Every organization I've been involved in, I've seen this, where one group says, they never listen to us. They never listen to us. And what I realize is, what they're really saying is, they don't ever do what we wanted to do. See, they listen, but the person, by the way, the person telling you the idea, their perception is, Daniel doesn't listen to me. Because if Daniel was, clearly if he was listening to me, he would understand this is the best way to do it. So it's not that you're a smart person, I know that, but he's not choosing to do it my way, which means he what? Wasn't listening. Because if he was listening, he would clearly know this is what we should do, right? And that's an important distinction. There's times where people say you're not listening. I was working with a school district, and the problem the safety guys had there, the men and women that were doing safety, the teachers wanted more electrical outlets for their computer lab or something. There was something where they needed more electrical outlets. The safety team came in, did the math, and the cords they had set up on the tables and stuff like that were plenty. The wattages, it was perfectly safe. No fire hazard, not too much drawn. Everything was checked out. So they said, no, this is fine the way it is. And the teachers, they were upset because, and they were saying, those safety guys don't care about safety. If they cared about safety, they'd have put in all new, they wanted a nice new electrical setup for their nice computer lab. But they weren't getting it, right? So sometimes there's that challenge. But I'd say your biggest factor is getting as many people from the different groups involved. The more representation, so that you don't have an isolated group, the better.